Hey,
Hi.
what's up?
Take it how you will.
And we're live.
I will take it all the way to the bank, sir.
Wait, what are you taking to the
okay.
bank? Sacks of dollar bills.
That's a question.
Dollar bills, y'all.
This is what you take, yeah.
That's true. That is what you take.
Big money.
Yeah. Hi guys.
Okay. I should be streaming your
Hi.
game now. Hey.
Hey. Oh shoot. Is YouTube not working? No, we're fine. We're fine. Everything looks good.
Everything's fine to me.
Yep.
On my side.
Yeah.
Streams up on YouTube.
Hi everyone. I'm a little disjointed today.
And I'm and I'm Coffee and Corn Dogs.
And I am not disjointed. I have plenty of joints.
Are you double jointed?
In some places, yeah.
Sometimes I have two joints as well in the day. I have a double joint.
Usually in the morning. Sometimes in the evening.
Yeah, two would be a pretty low day.
Even slacking.
Well, you know.
Indeed.
How's everyone doing?
Pretty good.
Can't complain.
I can complain, but I won't.
Oh.
Good. No one wants to hear it.
No, nobody
Complaining
does.
is my job. So let me get into complaining.
It's about time. Let it rip.
Oh, have you heard about this game, Helldivers? Oh,
You're gonna complain
complaints.
about Helldivers?
yeah, I haven't been able to play enough, and it's a real problem.
That's the...
We've not been able to play enough. We play all the time.
Yeah, but there's only like a certain amount of time in the day,
It's like,
and that's causing issues. First off,
You're like straight up addicted, huh?
there is only
I'm
a
not.
finite amount of hours in
Like
the day.
he's jonesing right now for it.
You got the itch.
no, that's not necessarily true. Actually, I've been playing lots of games that I've quite found enjoyable. That I'm purposely been not trying to play as much. Whether it be because I want like some genuine reaction during streams or whatever. But yeah. I've been up to stuff. What about you? You been up to things?
I've been up to a few things.
Oh,
Don't even believe the things.
It started last week.
I don't know.
I started last week because you guys were all like, I don't know who should start. So I was like, I'm going to start. 'Cause I hadn't started in a while.
That doesn't like sound like us.
Oh, that 100% sounds like us.
Yeah, you guys, yeah.
We're
you guys
usually
were-
pretty
Stop.
like
You guys were pretty,
decisive.
like, yeah, you guys were pretty vacillating on it. So I made an executive decision. I think it was a good call.
don't know
That
how I
was a good
feel
call.
about that. Like making executive decisions without, like, higher approval.
Well, this was last week, so also wouldn't really be an executive decision if I had gotten prior approval.
Well, were you? My main question: were you high?
Almost definitely.
Okay, well then never mind.
Hard to say for sure because
If he approved it while high, then I have
all
no.
the smoking.
It was high approval. Then.
That was a
faulty
high
memory.
approval.
Good. That's why I did it.
That's why it happened.
Yeah.
Frankie, take it away.
I was waiting for something like that to happen. Let's see. What did I do? Unfortunately, I haven't been playing too many games other than some more Descent, which the last level was really frustrating. I don't remember being that frustrated before, but I have been playing it on a harder difficulty than I think I have previously ran through with the game. So
you're playing on hard, right?
I forget what it is, but it equates to hard pretty much. There's like 5 different difficulties, so
yeah, it's one of those ones.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's just the newest robot that's appeared. His movements are just I can't. I don't know if I'm just like bad, which is probably the case, and I'm just not like learning his pattern or whatever. The method you got to use to take it out, or if it's just dialed up and it feels extra twitchy and that there isn't really a pattern to his movements. So he just kills me over and over and over again anytime any one of those pops up. So
that was a like big frog alligator thing.
No,
I was watching you during a stream. It was just some big taking you out.
No, no. That at the end, that boss fight, that was kind of frustrating, but I figured out kind of what you had to do with it. So it's just that thing was just super fast. The other one I'm talking about is a normal enemy, and that was in the stage after. That you just, there's a handful of them all throughout, and when they're combined with another kind of enemy that you see pretty frequently, that just made it unbearable. I just wanted it to be over. I debated multiple times turning down the difficulty, but I decided against it in the end, and I got through it. So I guess it worked out.
Such a brave choice.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
So bold.
So bold. But yeah, and then otherwise, I have also, I guess not video game wise. I haven't really been doing much else video game wise. But what was it that I watched? Damn it. Been watching Lost. That's a show.
Why?
I like that show.
I know you do.
I think the message of the ending is not what most people think. What the island is and whatnot, and I get it. Like, there's a lot that kind of leads you to believe that the whole island is purgatory, but I think there's a lot that is very indicative of, like, that's clearly not what it is. But for the people who felt like that's what it was pointing to, I can get why that would be upsetting, that the way things turned out, because yeah, that's not.
I just always felt like
story.
They weren't sure where they wanted to take.
No, I think it's very clear. If you go back through and watch it, like, I'd say around season 2, midway through season 2, there's a lot that's there that's very much telegraphing the end of the.
I mean, I'll
show.
preface that with the fact that I was never really that big of a fan.
That's fair.
Of Lost in general.
Yeah. Oh, I went to go see Madam Web.
Oh, did you see that?
Yeah. And
I've heard not great things.
So every review that I've read, like, I've actually read the review, which has only been 2. they both essentially said the same thing. Like, it's not a great movie, but there's something there that it kind of leaves you a little disappointed because it feels like it could have been really good. And that's pretty much where it was. So it was like the first half hour, I was just like rolling my eyes constantly. The acting was bad, the writing was bad, like none of it was like chiving with me at all.
Yeah, no, I've heard. I was watching Alana on YouTube. Alana Pierce.
I don't know who that is.
She now works for Santa Monica Studios.
Oh, okay.
Been following her for a while, but she went and watched it and posted up a review, which she usually doesn't do, like a whole bunch of movie reviews or anything like that. But she went and saw it and it felt like she had to talk about it. And she said, like, she's talking about like the main villain's like voice doesn't quite line up with the like the ADR, so it almost looks like,
oh no, yeah, that is horrible.
He's not like actually saying the lines.
Yeah, like, but here's the thing, it's not just him. Like, you see other characters that they obviously had to like voice over some stuff, and their mouth does not match up, and it's like clearly this was taken from a clip that shows up later on because you know, it does the whole time travel thing, so you see the same scenes at slightly different angles multiple times, right? But yeah, so like there's straight up scenes where they definitely had the shot that they could have used, and for some reason I don't know why, it's just like a completely different shot with audio from the other scene or maybe ADR. I'm not sure exactly how they did it, but either way, the editing is bad. But I will say this. There was like a good solid 45 minutes that I totally forgot about any of my complaints, and I was enjoying the movie. Because they do have a really good idea there for Madam Web. I think it could have delivered if it was just executed better. Bottom line. So it's one of those things where, again, it's like, I don't know if that makes it extra disappointing because that base idea that they have for her, it could have been really good. But now I guess we'll probably never see anything more of it. Which is a pity because the girls who were in it, that play the 3 Spider Women, they were really good. Honestly, all things considered, they were the best acting and they had the best dialogue, even though a lot of it was still kind of cheesy. But yeah, they were the best part by far. So I think what I would say is that nobody should probably go watch this in the theater unless you have Movie Pass or a free ticket or something like that. It's not worth it to go see in theaters unless you just like super enjoy going to the theaters and will watch anything at the theater.
Otherwise, it doesn't matter to you.
Yeah. Otherwise, save it for when it gets released on a streaming platform. And even then, I'd say only if you're like a pretty big fan of Madam Web to begin with.
I hear like because like at one point there like you meet like, you know, Peter's mom, but they can't like outright say it's Spider-Man because, you know, they can't say Spider-Man.
Well,
or, you know, they can't say Peter Parker because, you know, rights.
I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily why they did that. Like it takes place in, you know, when she's still pregnant with Peter.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's
she was specifically. I guess she was specifically pointing out like the scene where they're like, "Oh, guess the baby's name."
Yeah,
which was just like for the audience, you know the name.
Yeah.
What was it? Peter Packer.
That's it. That's the one. You're so smart.
But yeah, and I don't know. Honestly, that felt shoehorned. That whole thing. It's like, He didn't need to do that, like, at all. Like, why are we
Didn't
bringing
they?
Peter's family into this in any way,
Didn't
shape,
they?
or form? No.
But the producers said they did.
Well, they were wrong about that
There's an
and many other
executive.
things.
They often are, yeah.
Often are very out of touch. I reading an article the other day that it was I think it might have been with the directors from Game of Thrones talking about how when AT&T bought HBO, they like
They wanted
reached
to.
out to them. Yeah, they wanted to film it vertically so it could be on phones.
Yeah,
Like that's how out of touch like these people are. Like,
yeah. It's so weird. I don't even know. Like, people still watched it on their phones because you can easily turn a phone. You know that, right?
yeah, it's far cheaper to just leave it as is and let the phone do like the reducing of the image instead of making a reduced image and then have to pay a shit ton in order for that to even be considered for TV or movies.
That's fucking dumb. But
they're that out of touch. That's executives for you. That's
right.
That's how out of touch these people are.
Well, the thing is, I think what it really boils down to is they just see anything that's trending and they want to hop on it, right?
Yeah, they want that to be a part of their thing, even though it won't make any sense for it to be.
Yeah, no, they're what, I don't know if there's even a term for that, but yeah, they just want to hop on the next big thing, and it's like, no, just calm your fucking asshole down. You're fine.
Yeah, I mean, we see it with the live service. You know, every company wanted to hop on live service games.
Oh yeah,
to the point that like the whole customer base is just so sick of it.
Right. But yeah, other than that, I haven't really been playing much though, so or doing much. It's been a busy week of work.
Fun.
Unfortunately. I mean, some of it is. I've learned some things. It's nice to learn things and to solve a problem. Like I enjoy that.
I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
parts of the job I'm sure are enjoyable.
Yeah, no. It's sometimes it's like, God, am I tired?
It's still work at the end of the day. Right?
Yeah. But yeah. So that's it for me.
That's good. I've been doing things. I've done some things.
Yeah.
I've played some games.
What have you been
You're
playing?
right, dude. You don't even play games.
You don't even.
Playing one right now, believe it or not.
I don't believe it. Prove it.
All right. Well, truth time. It's actually I have just the computer playing for me, so it looks like I am.
I knew it.
You
Put
caught
a
me.
YouTube video up of some gameplay.
Yeah, someone else playing. I decided to pick someone who was also bad at games. That way,
That's
it's
good
more
call.
believable that way.
That's the perfect cover.
Yeah, if I start putting like,
right?
If I
If you're
start doing
doing
like
good.
speed run, if I do speed run people, like everyone's gonna be like, yeah, that's not you. We know that's not you.
Yeah, it'd be pretty obvious.
Still plinking away at Blasphemous. You know, trying to knock out that Metroidvania list. So that I can again purchase Metroidvania games for myself.
That's your goal.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I gotta beat some of these.
Metroidvania games.
Gotta beat some of these before I can buy any anymore, because I typically have a bad habit. Just fell into a pit of spikes. Well, yeah. So I've been playing Blasphemous. It's going great.
It's going.
I like it.
No, it's been okay. It's slow going because it's a pretty tough game. The other day I was fighting a boss, and I was doing all right, learning his moves. It took me a little bit to get the hang of him or whatever. But I got him down. He had like 10 little segments on his health bar. I got him down to his final last segment, and my controller died.
Oh.
So therefore I died. And then I did it again. It took a couple more tries. I got him back down to a 1%, And then something was going on with my controller that every so often it would like lock me into running left, and I wouldn't be able to control my controller for a minute. I'd have to like unplug my controller and plug it back in.
Huh.
So it did it again, and so like right there, same part, last like last little 1/10 of his life bar left, and I failed. It was very heartbreaking.
Sounds like it.
But you know, it's a tough game. It's slow goings. I got through it without breaking my controller. So you know, progress.
Right.
Really growing.
Really growing. Yeah. Really making progression as a human.
Well, it's better than kicking in a GameCube, that's for sure.
That's ridiculous. I don't even know who would ever do anything like that. Let's see. Started playing Pacific Drive.
Yeah.
The new car survival game that came out.
Watched you play some of that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, we're streaming that. That's the new game. Going to be streaming a lot. Super enjoying that. I like the change of pace for like survival games.
Mm-hmm.
You're not starting with like sticks and stones. I'm not facing off like zombies or anything like super threatening. I don't have to deal with like weapons really. But it definitely like still like danger inducing, and its atmosphere is like incredible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really like you said, the atmosphere just when you're driving around, just watching you get freaked out at some parts. the impending doom that's coming is pretty good.
You get like, it'll be just like a sound. It'll be like blinking away, like, you know, breaking apart something or just trying to locate an item or whatever. And you just hear like some horrific like metal grindy screechy yelly noise. It was like, what the fuck was that? So it's always very, very super atmospheric. It had like a cool mechanism for your car. It has like mechanics called the quirk system. So every so often your car gets like random quirks. For like real life, this would be like your alignment gets off for whatever reason, and your car starts drifting to the left a little bit. In real life, you know, you'd have to go get that repaired. Well, in this, you got to like diagnose the problems. So for instance, I had one where I couldn't figure out what was going on, but my passenger door kept like being open, and I couldn't figure out what was happening until like I slowly, just paying attention to it, realized that anytime I put my car into shift or into park, it would open the door. So anytime I parked my car, the door would open. So I had to go to this little board and type and like kind of select that in some options. Like anytime my shifter was activated, which brought down another little menu of like what I did. And it was kind of cool. Like you can fix the quirks and stuff, but you have to use this little machine, and you got to like figure it out yourself. There's nothing that like tells you this is what's going on with your car. You got to kind of just notice it. It's a cool way to like make you more aware of your car and give you that like want and drive to take care of your car, right? Giving you like a closer relationship with your car. So very effective in that sense. I noticed when you first saw that menu to select that, it looked like it was interesting. I was like, what the heck is that even for? And I forget. It took me a minute. It took me a minute to figure it out. And when I first got the system, I had to like, I knew that there was something wrong with my car, but I couldn't figure it out. And going through the options, I couldn't quite figure it out. So when I went on my next drive, I had to pay like a little bit more attention, and then was able to like fill that stuff out when I returned. to the garage.
Yeah.
In a surprising twist, not only is it like super atmospheric when it comes to like a cool survival game, it has a little bit of like really some rather humorous writing. Some of the people that contact you through the radio and stuff are pretty well written and pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
That I've thoroughly enjoyed their conversations. Some of the things that you find, the little log, you'll find like log entries and stuff for the different anomalies, which give you information on them. But they're all written in like either a first-hand account of somebody encountering that anomaly for the first time, or some like scientist's report on studying that anomaly.
Okay.
So it all deals with like the world, and it's really cool. They don't like just shove the world right out to you. There's like a little exposition in the front of what's going on, but it's still like a really big mystery.
Mm-hmm.
It has a little bit of like SCP type flair to it, with like these anomalies that like have escaped this incursion zone. It's called the Olympic Incursion Zone. Super fun game. Highly recommend if you like survival games, though.
Yeah.
Or if you're not sure, check me out. I'll probably be playing it tomorrow night.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's a lot of fun, and I really want to play more of it.
Yeah, it looks solid.
See, we beat Psychonauts from last time. Psychonauts 2. Which, for the most part, I really enjoyed, but there was one segment of the game that I feel just became super lazy in all of its writing. I mean, I think you were in the chat with it when it was like going through the little. You had to sit in like a little cart that was going through a ride, like it's a small world after all
even with
type ride.
Yeah, even like the music and everything was all.
Yeah. But it's just a full-on like exposition dump of why the person that they chose to be the big mystery, and to give you a good twist, it's somebody you least expected. So now we have to exposition dump on why it was that person.
Yeah, you have to get the full explanation of everything, and
yeah, with all the writing and explanation they've done in the game to that point, it just made that whole part feel really lazy. And kind of drove me insane to a point where it's like, all right, like I can't move through this. You've done this to me like you have to get into that cart like multiple times.
Yeah, and you have little puzzles in between, and it's like, I guess they did that to break it up because there's a lot of it.
Yeah, but you could have done like way better.
Yeah,
like especially since they've done like a lot of that background story alone in like the like finding those memory vaults. You find out so much about all the characters like pasts and stuff in those like just little slideshows that made this whole segment just feel really drawn out. So it took a little away from the enjoyment, but overall I feel it was a great game. And the level design alone, if you're into platformers, really make it fun. So
except for that level
game. Yeah, well, yeah. But even when it came to that, the puzzles weren't necessarily that bad.
Yeah, no.
Or anything. But that level just was a lot. That level was a lot.
I mean, do you feel like because you that was what, like a 4-hour long stream?
That was a bit of me that might have had like just impatience for it.
Yeah,
but I feel at that point,
because I feel like that
happened more towards the end when I started doing the fight. In fact, the last boss, when I was fighting the last boss and I died close to her dying, I got kind of frustrated and mad at it. I was like, "Are you kidding me? I got to start this whole fight again." That was me being impatient because I'd already been streaming for too long. But I still like looking back at that moment. That exposition was just so much.
No, I agree. I don't think don't think you're being unfair in that regard, but yeah, I was wondering if you, because it felt like at the 3-hour mark you were done.
Oh man, that was the longest stream I've done in a long time. So I was roughing it. My head was starting to hurt. My ears were hurting because of the headphones.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, it was getting a little rough for me, but we made it through. We beat it.
Yeah.
It's done.
Trooper.
I had mostly a good time for it. So now we're on to Pacific Drive. Other than that, I just finished one of my books, Jake's Magical Market, book 1, which was pretty fun. I had a lot of theme and discussion of like class, and like caste system type class. Which was, it's always a fun discussion. But it was all right. The next book was, I started the second book, and unfortunately, like the person who narrated the first one isn't the same, which is a little unfortunate. And there was like a big ol' the author did like a whole apology forward, like, hey, I know we got a different guy, but also explaining because the guy who did the original narration has also now recently started his own book series, and he's like insanely popular narrator, especially in that genre. So he's like booked out for the next like 2 years and isn't really taking any more like schedules.
Yeah.
So the author of this book really wanted to get his book out. Changing it was kind of the only option left. And the narrator, on a different note, I think the narrator is doing a really good job. The new one. He even had a little forward in the book too, like, hey, look, I'm also a fan of this book. Like, I've read these books now. I read it a couple times so that I can know what this character's like and who this character is. So that narrator seemed to do their due diligence in trying to give that character their due respect, since it is difficult for books to transition narrators like that. So that's cool. Also, as far as TV shows and stuff, movies, whatever, I watched something finally.
Oh, what'd you watch?
I watched the first 4 episodes of Twisted Metal.
Oh, how's that?
Andrew ended up watching it with me too.
Yeah.
I was there for it. Yep, it's true.
It's true.
So it is like over the top and a bit silly, but I've so far really enjoyed it. And I think it's been just over the top enough and hasn't taken itself too seriously to take away from any of the. I don't know. It's so far been pretty good. No big complaints.
Yeah.
The writing's a little bit silly and stuff, but
how many episodes are there?
So it's 10 episodes in all. They're only like 30 minutes long each episode.
Oh, really? They're not even an hour long. I didn't know that.
No, which is really nice. I don't think that one could pull off hour-long episodes. The 30 minutes works really well for its style.
Yeah.
It's set in a bit different of a world than like what I remember from Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
Where, like, Twisted Metal is like a game show type thing. And like Calypso gives you like a wish.
Yeah.
And that's always like, evil genie wish, be careful what you wish for type thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This one, in this world, there was like an apocalypse event. Basically what happened is Y2K actually did happen.
Oh, okay.
but in the year 2002, they use a lot of music from that time In fact, they used, I think in 2 of the episodes now, they used Cisco's Thong song.
Really?
They used Aqua Barbie Girl.
Oh, wow.
Song. Like a lot of songs from that time.
Yeah.
At first, I wasn't sure what was going on. One of the things I do appreciate about the show so far is it doesn't really treat its fans like an idiot. There hasn't been like so much exposition dump as to tell you what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little bit at first to tell you like what the world is with the apocalypse or whatever. But other than that, you're instantly thrust into a world where Anthony Mackie plays John Doe, a driver. He's our, everyman. He's supposed to be you.
Mm-hmm.
He gets thrust into it, and he just starts off. He has very although silly comedic timing and whatever. I think Andrew said it best. He was bringing up his best Eddie Murphy.
Really good Eddie Murphy impression.
Some Beverly Hills Cop Eddie Murphy,
Mm-hmm.
And so far really good. Very cynical humor, but doesn't seem to just be telling us what's happening in the world. He has some pretty genuine reactions to what the world is, and not ones that are oh, what's happening here? More typical same old thing. These crazy guys. It's been really fun. So far, one of my favorite characters has been the crazy cop guy.
Crazy cop guy.
Whoever's playing him does an overly fantastic job of just chewing up the scene every time he's in it.
Yeah,
it's fantastic. Okay. But yeah, that was about it for me, really.
I just wanted to say, so you seem to very concretely pin down the time in which everything kind of takes place with the Y2K and the music and whatnot, right? Mm-hmm. Going back to Madam Web, I have no idea when that movie takes place.
Okay, I mean, to be fair, I was given, not only are there the context clues of the music of stuff, I was also given a date and a flashback, so I knew when that happened.
Yeah, which is cool. I think that's fine. But here's the problem with Madam Web, all right? You have some people who are talking on landlines. You have other people who are on Bluetooth headsets, and yet still you have people on the bus playing PSPs. So those are all things that I would say are I don't know, anywhere from the late 80s to mid 2000s, right?
Yeah.
But because Bluetooth headsets, I don't know when those exactly became popular, but I don't think it wasn't until I would think it was when we were exiting high school, only the rich had those, right? They probably weren't Bluetooth, but
I remember my mom getting her first hands-free set for a Nokia.
Yeah, right.
And it was a ridiculous. It looked the headsets we use at all the call centers.
Yeah, exactly.
Big and bulky like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I just wanted to throw that in there. That's one of the most ridiculous parts of the movie. The whole time, I shouldn't say the whole time, but a good majority of the time I was just I'm looking for clues to tell me when exactly this takes place.
So far I've really enjoyed most of the acting from everybody. Like I said, the script is over the top and the lines are ridiculous most of the time.
Mm-hmm. But
they also did a good job with some nods to the series and fans of the series.
Yeah.
I think it was the last episode I watched. I got to see you get to see one of the red classic missiles that you can pick up from around the stages.
That's cool.
Red missiles with the little black tips.
Mm-hmm.
It looks exactly like it too. Almost looks it doesn't look like a real missile.
Yeah.
In the show.
Yeah.
And also got to see the Twister's car, the F1 car from Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's some pretty good nods there, including some ones that were just utterly ridiculous. At one point, he's driving and Anthony Mackie is like, okay, and it shows his wheel. He's like L1, R1, R2, up, down, left, right, left, up. And the car goes into a little boost forward, which is silly because that's how it was kind of in the PlayStation codes to do so, but there's no reason whatsoever to say any of that while driving that car. So a bit silly, but
yeah, that's cool.
Overall, I've been enjoying it. Almost halfway through it, and pretty glad I started to check it out.
Yeah, for sure.
It's been worth it. But that's been about my week. I haven't really done much more than that.
All right, Andrew.
What's up?
Take it away.
I've been playing lots of Helldivers. That's a great game.
Helldivers, you say?
Yeah. But I've also played other games. I found out that there's other games that exist besides Helldivers. If you guys can believe it.
I don't.
Helldivers is still great. They fixed their server issues, so it's not screwed up anymore. Yeah,
that's
everybody
good.
Can get on. We can get on and play the game.
Mm-hmm.
They did have their first successful week without server issues.
Yep.
That's good.
It's huge.
Apparently, there was some problems with the super credits not showing up that people bought. They fixed that as well. So that's all fixed now.
I heard there's rampant cheating going on.
I haven't seen any of that.
Oh, really? The big complaint is that I guess there's people who have figured out is it the samples? They're somehow duping samples, and so players who are just playing the game normally, since those are shared, right? Yeah, they just get a bunch of extra samples, and they're like,
I don't know how prevalent that's been.
That happened in the first Helldivers, and that was the company's reason for putting anti-cheat into this one.
Well, I guess they released a statement saying if anybody comes across this issue, they're not even saying oh, you need to report them, but if you don't want that, let us know and we'll fix your account, basically.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
No, yeah, there's some I have seen some videos, and there was one questionable event that I've seen while playing, which was just someone with one too many of a really high ticket item. And then I've seen some clips online that I don't, I'm not necessarily going to jump to believing all too much.
Wait, was this? Are you talking about that guy that had the bomb, had all the bombs?
Yeah.
Yeah, we found out that was, you can totally do that. That wasn't a thing at all. We were wrong. That's totally that he didn't have a bunch of them. You get later on, you get a thing that lets you have +1 to eagle strikes.
Oh,
so he had 2 at a time, and then it's a 2-minute cooldown when you set it off to resupply.
I don't know about that. It doesn't say that there's a cooldown, and none of the other ones work like that.
No, it doesn't say there's a cooldown because the other ones say they're cooldown between firing, not the eagle resupply cooldown. They don't list the 2-minute eagle resupply cooldown. They just have their cooldown between firing. That one doesn't have listed a cooldown because it. I looked it up. I looked it up when we were streaming and saw that happen.
Okay.
It was literally nothing suspicious.
The orbital laser, which you can only use 3 times, doesn't do anything like that, and it's the only other one that labels it with a finite ammo instead of time.
Well, no, all the eagle strikes have finite ammo. All of them do. What are you
But they all
talking
have-
about? That
They
all
all tell you
finite
the time
ammo.
frame, but
And
they
then
all
you
tell
have
you
to-
a time frame.
well, yeah, except for the one doesn't tell you a time frame because it doesn't have a time between shooting.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Because because you only get one.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? The other ones say like 8 seconds between strikes.
The only other clip I can think of that I've seen like anything cheating from, and I've only seen it once, and it's been the same one. So again, I'm not sure how much to believe of it. Is some guy was shooting a rocket, like the recoilless rifle rocket, without somebody on his back, but shooting it like he did, with that crazy speed. I've seen it fly around the internet a couple times, but I personally haven't seen anything like that.
Yeah.
So cheating hasn't been too big of a thing for me. Even
I haven't seen I don't think I've seen much any cheating. Now there's a lot of people griefing.
Yeah.
There's some complaints about people like exploiting things in the game.
Which is unfortunately kind of par for the course for that sort of game. So
yeah, I mean,
it is what it is.
It's a game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunate though that is. It is a game, so people are gonna use exploits and cheat in it and stuff. That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say even beyond that, like that one incident that I was all fishy about, like even that didn't like ruin the experience or anything. Like,
yeah,
nor was it a big deal.
Yeah, well, no, that's good that you guys haven't been having that many issues with it. Pretty much none. It sounds like, really.
No,
yeah, a little trouble getting online a couple weekends ago. It's all good now.
Yeah,
there was some more like. There's more now that there's like a lot of people playing, so it's the skill level of like the randos who join you is like all over the place.
Yeah.
Which can get a little frustrating sometimes, when you're struggling in hard situations and your other teammate doesn't help very much. It's like, okay, why are you playing this? You shouldn't be here.
Yep.
But overall, a good time.
That's a fun game.
Okay.
If you're quite done making wild accusations about cheaters, we're objectively wrong.
I was pointing it out as one of the moments where I thought I had seen something. I didn't get to the point of that we discovered differently before you pointed out that we discovered differently.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So playing Helldivers, pretty cool. No, there's problems with like my biggest problems have been like you occasionally get people griefing in the game because it's an online game and that's gonna happen. So it's not really like not a lot you can do about it.
Yeah.
Just occasionally gonna have people griefing. And then sometimes, now that the game's like taken off really big, sometimes you just get people that aren't very good at the game, and that's kind of not fun too, because friendly fire is on.
They don't do like leveled matchmaking at all. It's completely random.
Yeah.
No, I mean they matchmake by like the what you calls it?
Difficulty.
Yeah, by the difficulty, yeah.
But you can choose any difficulty that you want?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, more or less. As long as you've beaten a previous one, you can go to the next one.
Okay. That's interesting. I wonder if they're going to change that, because that seems like that might be something that people would want.
Possibly. I don't know what all their plans are for changes.
Yeah, they're gonna bring features.
We're getting mechs.
Yeah,
mechs soon. That's the next like That's the next planned content release. So that'll be cool.
Looking forward to mechs.
Yeah, then there's supposed to be new Warbond stuff the second Thursday of every month. So that'll be coming up here in a bit, I guess.
Yeah.
Couple weeks. I think almost exactly 2 weeks from now. I started playing this, picked up Ultros. I was playing the demo a few weeks back on the podcast.
During Next Fest.
Yeah, during Next Fest. I picked up the full game, and it is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super cool. Super fun roguelike. Really chill. Not very combat intensive. But it works on like loops. So you get like one thing done, and then you gotta like reset the cycle with that one thing that you've done.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah. You gotta run everything out in cycles.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty fun though. There's like a lot of, you can like put plants everywhere to like help you get to the secret locations and stuff. And there's different plants, and mostly I just fell in love with the aesthetic initially, and then I was like, oh, okay, there's some cool mechanics in this game, but I just love the way it looks.
Yeah.
The demo, I was like, damn, this looks so pretty.
Right?
But, yeah, just a really good looking game. It's extremely colorful. I love it. And then it has this whole big theme of starting fresh and stuff. It's and that's like the theme, that's like the theme of the story and everything, but
yeah,
you also get that with the game mechanics, because you do actually have to start like fresh cycles.
Yeah.
And you plant plants around, and the plants like grow up into bigger plants that help you. Yeah, it's super neat. There's critters around to fight. The plants end up growing.
It looks incredible.
Is it difficult, or is it?
Nah, it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
There's some boss fights, but nothing's like super challenging.
Yeah.
They say it's more on like the exploration side of Metroidvania games.
Yeah, much heavier on like exploration.
Yeah.
And like puzzles.
So like,
but it seems mostly just to be trying to tell a story. I think it's doing a pretty good job of that. I don't know. I'm not great at consuming like video game stories.
Fair enough. Yeah, it sounds super chill.
But yeah, very pretty.
Yeah.
I'm just in the game. I'm just hanging out here. Look at this crazy shit.
Just
there's little bugs following me around. This is new.
Also, to throw it out there in case anyone hasn't picked up either this or Pacific Drive, you can pick them both up in a pretty nifty little bundle on Steam.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
You can check this out too. This is the world map for the game.
Oh wow!
Which I've only explored about half of. So big Metroidvania world map.
Looks good.
And it just looks stunning the whole time.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
I think I might be falling out into space though. Okay, yeah, this is like. Oh, I think I know where I am. I'm on the. What the hell? What the fuck is going on? I lost where I was again. I think this unlocks the fast travel points. But I'm outside the spaceship right now. This takes place on like a spaceship, I think. But there's like some like elder god that's being given birth to or something that keeps resetting the cycles.
Oh, that's interesting.
Something. I'm not 100% sure what's going on. But, I mean, it's crazy. The game's like as crazy as I mean, I guess the game's as crazy as you would imagine it is. It's as crazy as it looks.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like an acid trip, and the story kind of is.
Yeah. Nice.
It looks super cool.
Yeah, it does.
See, this is one of those games that I saw during Next Fest, and I was like, okay, I need to beat some of the Metroidvania games I have before I go and buy more Metroidvania games.
Yep.
This was one of those.
This is one.
Oops.
What else you got?
Let's see. I watched Twisted Metal with you.
Yeah. Your thoughts, opinions?
I kind of like it. I thought it was kind of cute. I mean, didn't have any strong opinions on it. Like, you know, I thought the first 4 episodes were cute. Yeah, it's fun.
It's better than I thought it would be. maybe that helped me. Low expectations.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did have low expectations for it. That's true. Let's see, what else have I been doing? Playing Deep Rock Galactic Survivors. Doing that up. That's a pretty fun one.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty fun Survivor game. If you like Deep Rock or Survivor game. What the fuck?
Just sorry, that was my controller going crazy.
Okay. I don't know what sounds though I was hearing.
Set my controller down for a second and I forgot it was on pleasure mode.
That's certainly the sound that I heard of it too.
Yeah, controllers have vibrating functions now. Get over it.
Mm-hmm.
You got anything else?
I was trying to think. I don't think I watched too much else this week. I feel like I talked about Double Blind last week?
I think so.
The like thriller movie, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really had too much I've been watching. Just get sweaty on Helldivers mostly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's about it.
Cool.
Busy week.
Yeah. Well, shall we hop into the news?
I don't know what that is. I'm not French.
Le news. It's French for the news.
See, I don't know French.
Is it?
I know. Ooh la la. My French pronunciation. Oui.
I'll take your word for it. Yeah. There's news.
I can't remember.
Out there, I'm sure.
Yeah, there is news.
It's got to be, right?
Totally.
Yeah, things happened today. Actually, quite a bit of things happened today.
Did they?
Yeah, number of things.
Like?
It's weird. You wouldn't expect things like to happen.
I mean,
Just in general.
I can't believe things are happening.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You want to start then?
Well, I guess one of the big things to come out today is Sony is letting go like 900 people across most of their studios, including the big studios like Naughty Dog and Santa Monica and
not just studios, but also sounds like some of the hardware manufacturing divisions as well. It's like across the board.
Yeah, one place, one of them closed down entirely. One place in London, one group entirely.
I heard they didn't close down entirely, but it looks like they're going to. Like, they haven't actually confirmed that yet.
Oh, okay. There's a good a really good article on it when I first saw it. You unfortunately kind of do, although you can sign up for free and read the article by Jason Schreier on Bloomberg. But Bloomberg is one of those ones that likes to have the subscription. But
yeah,
a really well done article, and Jason Schreier, well known for talking about that exact subject. Who actually just had a new book recently come out about the Blizzard and Activision stuff, like a whole big timeline of like Blizzard's, just Blizzard as a company.
Yeah,
like from their conception to recently with the whole acquisition. Well, he did like a whole book on it, talking to like hundreds and hundreds of past and current employees. Stuff really good stuff. But he has an article about it. Yeah, Sony's letting go a bunch of people. Same excuses we're hearing across the board from a lot of the other ones. Just can't maintain that many people. Revenues down, all that good stuff.
Well, I mean, for them, it looks to be true. Honestly, they did not meet sales expectations. For many,
there's a lot of like cancellation. There's a lot of cancellations too. They've had a lot of cancellations, Sony especially. Including a big one that was kind of brought into this, which kind of goes along with the watching Twisted Metal. A Twisted Metal game was rumoredly canceled.
Yep.
Although that was confirmed that it was canceled, but there are some people speculating that was like further along in production than it was. So much so that Jason Schreier had to like do a follow up on his thing, like, "Hey, look, that game got canceled and stuff," but it wasn't really like far along. So nothing new than what we would normally get out of a canceled game. Also, from the sounds of it, which would have been a Twisted Metal live service game,
yeah,
you'd probably keep it.
I mean, depends on what they do. If they had a good idea.
Yeah, not all live services are bad. I think Helldivers proves that fact alone. But I'm always hesitant as soon as they start tacking on that to games.
Yeah.
But apparently it was only in pre-alpha builds and stuff like that. So it's not like we lost a whole bunch.
No. And I mean, even still, I'm sure doesn't mean that some of it won't be used later on down the line. Who knows?
Yeah, that's usually what ends up happening to a lot of those canceled games. They get used for something.
Yeah.
Or some part of it gets used for something. Yeah, that was the first bit I news. Sony laying off more people. It's unfortunate. It's a lot of people at the beginning of this year lost their jobs. I
mean, it's less than half of what Microsoft is letting go, I think, or about half. Maybe a little bit more than half.
It's about, they're at like 2,000. I just mean in an overall sense, it's a lot of people that's just been let go this year.
Oh, no. Yeah, no.
Just in the industry as a whole.
Yep. Well, I mean, I think this just goes back to the fact that I think a lot of these companies just thought everything was going to be nice and gravy, and the way that they've structured their company recently is these bigger ones, they're imploding. Honestly.
Yeah, well, I mean, part of it is that that bubble, that 2001 bubble it's exploded.
Yeah. Well, in weird news,
Ooh,
did you guys hear?
Kind of news.
Did you guys ever play?
Freaking weird.
Did you guys ever play Freddy Fish?
No, is that like one of those math games?
I think it had math.
One of those educational games.
Yeah.
They're one of those nerd games.
So
it sounds familiar.
I remember seeing it. I don't think I played it at all, except for maybe like one of the later versions I might have played with like my niece or nephew. But it was definitely like when like the first ones came out, I was a little too old for it to be entertaining at all. But I do remember the fucking fish. Just a little cartoon fish.
It might be from my brother that I remember that.
Well, I remember because
he was the right age.
It was on like the computers at school, and since Freddy, there's always a little bit of making fun of him.
Yeah.
So, but apparently it's getting re-released on the Switch. It's a point-and-click adventure. Again, I think there might have been math and puzzles sort of in there.
I remember it being like an educational game.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess some people might get some nostalgia there. It might be good for some kids if you got kids and a Switch. So
I remember like games like that. Like what my day was like, math
Blaster.
Math Blaster.
Yeah. That's what I remember too. Math Blaster was fun and frustrating all at the same time. Like, damn it, I just want to play a game. I don't want to learn.
I'd always feel that way against all the typing games I have.
Yeah,
I have a few. Like I have a type of the Dead.
Yeah,
which is like a zombie shooter one, but typing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's House of the Dead.
Yeah.
It's
good stuff.
And I am terrible at it because I suck at typing, which is the whole purpose I got the game anyways. I was like, I can make myself better at typing. And then I just
hey man, you're not just bad at typing though.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
those are words I have to think about.
So yeah.
See, I got other stuff. Just hold on tight because I got other stuff.
Hold on to your butts.
I got something if you're gonna take a second.
Oh, I got it right here. I just needed to bring it up.
Oh, okay.
Nintendo's lawyers back at it again.
Oh.
Making a man, I think it was this morning too. I first saw it from Steven Toletto on
Tortilla.
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 Also, well,
that's not the first time you heard that.
Well-known game journalism, I'm sure. If you're familiar or been in paying attention at all over plenty of years, he's been there.
Mm-hmm.
He brought it to my attention on X when he posted up that Nintendo is suing the creators of a popular Switch emulator, Yuzu, saying their tech illegally circumvents Nintendo software encryption and facilitates piracy. Seeks damages for alleged violation and shutdown of the emulator. They note in the thing that 1 million copies of Tears of the Kingdom were downloaded prior to the game's release. It says that on Uzu's Patreon, which might not be the best thing for them to have on there. They're arguing that proves that Uzu's business model helps piracy flourish and can only, like one of their statements was like, it can only be used for piracy, which isn't true.
Yeah, that's not true. But
there's plenty of reasons for emulation outside of piracy, but they're not necessarily wrong. There's a lot that happens from it. The documentation is up. You can read about it. It's pretty crazy, but not necessarily unheard of. They also one of the complaints, and it's questionable how, I don't think they can do anything illegal about it, which was they were also complaining that because of the emulation software, people were able to spoil Tears of the Kingdom before it came out for other people. I don't think that's quite a crime you can use, but they are using it in here.
Okay, so I think you can technically make a legal case out of that. It's a pretty weak one. But
Yeah,
I guess you might. I don't know. I don't think it would hold up. But it would be something that you could probably throw in there just to see, you know.
But it did cause enough of an issue that Steam or Valve removed it from their trailer. I guess in the trailer for the Steam Deck. One of the apps you can see on the Steam Deck is Yuzu.
Yeah.
And they removed that image.
Honestly, I do kind of feel for any artist in any field who, you know, has to deal with that. You know, the movies, stories, you know, video games being spoiled. Like, I understand that they want somebody to have the full experience before they see certain things or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I also think it's also like, well, once you release art, it's not really in your hands anymore. That's for people to do with what they like. But that being said, I do understand that could be frustrating. Because like, was it Ryan Reynolds? I think it was Ryan Reynolds who recently like said like, there's been tons of spoilers about the Deadpool movie recently, and he was talking about how it's frustrating for that because, you know, obviously he wants people to see the movie in its totality and, you know, have fun with it. So
I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand, but how do you really like,
right? It's one
to
of
try
things.
and like block that? it's kind of like a
Fruitless
ending battle, right?
Yeah.
It's leaks in the video game world. Like you can't. It's hard to plug those holes.
Right.
But yeah, so hopefully, I mean, we don't know what happened, but this comes pretty recently off of the Gary Bowser thing, you know?
Yeah. Guess we shall see.
Yeah. Something to keep an eye on.
Yeah. Another little bit of news that I got is Mortal Kombat 1 crossplay is going to be coming. So that's pretty cool. I enjoy any game that does
always
crossplay.
Nice to hear about crossplay. Yeah, I don't play Mortal Kombat myself, but I'm always happy to see crossplay games.
Right.
But this time you spell it with a K.
Ooh, yeah, okay, I like it. I like it a lot more now.
The Helldivers community has been pretty big proprietors of crossplay, so much so that like for the first time in a long time, PlayStation fans and PC fans are like signing petitions to try and get Helldivers 2 on Xbox because they just want more people to play with. Which is kind of cool. Someone was saying like a war or a game about war is leading to the end of console wars.
Right.
I thought that was kind of silly.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
I think that was about it for me.
Okay. Yeah, I just technically got two here. One's not really gaming news. So we'll start with the gaming news one first.
Oh, I did have one. I guess I did have one more.
Go for it. Go for it.
I watched Pokemon's thing today.
Oh, did you? That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Pokemon did a like Pokemon Direct or whatever. Man, what a boring presentation.
I'm not into Pokemon that big. Like, it's kind of cool. There's things about it that I like, but yeah.
Look, I'm not the hugest fan of Pokemon ever, but I was curious. Plus, you know, I do this podcast thing, so I was like, I'll watch it.
Yeah, no, I don't know. You'd have to pay me to watch it.
50% of it was without real words and just like musical trailers showing off upcoming updates for all their games. So Pokemon Go has some new things going on, a new event happening. Pokemon Sleep has a new thing happening. Pokemon Unite or whatever, the MOBA one, has some new things coming.
I have no idea what any of these are. I thought they were all mobile games. So
those are all mobile games.
Okay, good.
They all have things coming in their seasons or whatever.
There's 3 different
so that was
mobile
like
Pokemon games. That's crazy.
Oh no, because the thing after that was the announcement of a new Pokemon mobile game, the Pokemon trading card game.
Oh, of course. That's where things are going. Honestly, those things are probably going to make a lot of money because
that actually doesn't look too bad. To be fair, the Pokemon trading card game, parts of it are kind of cool looking. They did specify in the trailer that if you do play, you're free players, you get, it's based off of packs, just like the card game. But you get 2 free packs a day just for playing.
That's how they get you.
Which is that's fairly nice.
It's a scam.
Yeah, I mean, still, I think it's funny that they had to say it in the trailer.
Yeah,
that they you get 2 free packs a day. But it does look kind of neat. There's like each of the cards has like a interactive mode with it where they show it going into like one of the cards. They like zoom into the card and you can kind of like explore around and you'll see other little Pokemon in it and stuff. Yeah. Explore the scenery a little bit more, a little bit expanding on the cards. So something cool there, I guess.
Yeah.
But man, it looks like your typical cash grab money game.
Yeah.
They did the big announcement, however, was the announcement of Pokemon Legends, Z through A.
Oh, that's right. I did hear about this. Or I saw a headline.
Which is, for those who don't know, Legends was recently done. Is that Switch game that came out, Legends of Arceus or whatever it was called?
Yeah.
Which was, it kind of took I gave it praise because it kind of changed the Pokemon genre a little bit by trying something new, where it was mostly just about capturing and exploring.
Yeah.
Which was, please, Game Freak, do something new.
Well, I think after Pow World, I think a lot of people are going to have some expectations that they bring something fresh and exciting.
The trailer doesn't show much.
It's not.
The trailer doesn't show much. Yeah, the trailer doesn't show much, and if it's up to go anything, like they need to do more than they did with the first Legends game.
Yeah,
because that wasn't enough. It was a good starting point, I guess, but not enough.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was I saw that today. It was okay. It thankfully wasn't very long.
Yeah, so the last bit of gaming news I got here is Epic Mickey is going to be remade for the Switch. It's going to be called Epic Mickey Rebrushed. And I think that's, I don't know what it is. I have fond memories of some of the was it NES or SNES Mickey games that came out. I thought they were pretty solid. But it wasn't until between then and Epic Mickey, I don't think they really had any great Disney games. Or at least
what about games, Aladdin for the Super Nintendo?
No, yeah,
or the Lion King.
Yeah, that's why I clarified Mickey games. There were some good Disney games, definitely, but when it came to Mickey himself, they were lackluster for a while there, for sure.
I mean, those games were also knee deep in the making games hard on purpose, so that you couldn't just rent and beat the game.
Yeah. I never.
Was it the Lion King?
I didn't get
the Lion King
into them. But
the Lion King director had issued an apology in recent years, because of those. Yeah, because that was indeed like a thing that was happening. Blockbuster was paying video game companies to like make games harder so that they couldn't just rent them.
Yeah, I mean, get some extra money, make your game a little harder. Sure, why not? I enjoyed it. I enjoyed difficult games, as long as it wasn't like
I do too.
Battletoads difficult.
No. There was a difference between the ones that were built for quarter
difficult, not like just broken.
Yeah. Indeed. But yeah, Epic Mickey was an incredible Wii title. So I'm hoping this remake, I think it could really benefit from getting a facelift, because it was a pretty cool game.
Something about getting the rights to Oswald the Rabbit or something, which they were struggling with?
No.
For making like another one or something?
No, they used the original Oswald, so I mean it's the same design and everything, so.
No, I just remember not for like the remake. I just for like the original release.
Yeah, there wasn't an issue with it. It was just a big deal because Oswald hadn't been used in so long. Even though I thought
I just read that.
Not that I remember.
Recently.
They've had that. I mean, Disney's had that copyright since I have no idea how long.
I know that the game director is super excited about it, or the original game director from the Switch ones. He's super excited about the re-release of them. He was all over Twitter talking about them.
Yeah,
it's actually where I heard it from.
But yeah, and then the last little bit that might be entertaining for some people is that there are 2 new audio streams from Lo-Fi Girl and Synthwave Boy. I haven't checked them out yet, but they did kind of the whole thing that they did when they introduced Synthwave Boy, where they had like some teaser videos where the characters left the screen and they showed up in weird places and whatnot. So I think it's kind of a cool way that they're growing, and the way they're kind of conveying that. I think it makes it exciting for people. But yeah, those are now live out there, so go check out them out. Good stuff. So yeah,
that's cool.
Otherwise, that's it for me.
Yeah, mostly me too. This isn't video game related, but this just made me like scoff so loud at the TV earlier, or at my computer when I read it.
Mm-hmm.
Wendy's is talking about doing surge pricing.
Oh yeah, and like,
so it'll be more expensive to get like your burger during lunch hours.
I already don't like to go and shop at Wendy's, so like I really only go when Rianne's like, I'm craving Wendy's, can we go? And I'll be like, sure, fine, even though their fucking junior bacon cheeseburgers have gotten smaller and are 3 times the price. Like,
yeah,
they were the worst.
All their burgers, not even their junior bacon, like all their burgers.
That's the only one that was worth it for me. So
I remember I used to work there like forever ago, and they started like reducing size when I was there, to the point that I like talked to my manager about it. I was like, are we doing something different here? Because like this doesn't look the same. I'm trying to like hold up to the standard that you put me to, but these like, this doesn't even cover the bun.
Yeah, right. I know.
And she's like, no, that's just the new meat we got. I was like, oh,
their burgers are practically sliders at this point. So
yeah. Or they're mostly lettuce and tomato, and there's like a little burger in there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they started dropping drastically when I worked there. That was like forever ago. I can only imagine that they've gotten so much worse.
Yeah.
I
was like 5 years ago. Yeah, 5 years ago, like I hadn't had Wendy's in a while. It's probably been longer than 5 years now. And I just remember going and being like, why is a junior bacon cheeseburger like it was almost $3? And I remember in high school they're $1. And it's like, okay, inflation, cool. Let's eat, whatever. Prices have gone up. But then I got the burger, and I was just like, I am never coming back here again. Like, screw this noise.
I wanted a burger, not a fucking slider snack.
Yeah, exactly.
I was fucking hungry.
Right?
Try and think burger thoughts while you eat it.
dream of bigger burgers while you eat it very slowly.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
Well, I think that about wraps it up for the day, no?
I think so. It was a good little show there. We didn't yell at each other, so there's a plus.
I mean, they're still young.
Right.
I guess to specify that, people should be aware that even if we sound angry on here, it's usually just frank debate, and we are totally all happy and content with each other.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know if I should specify that, but put it out there. Put it out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Let you know everything we say.
Each and every one of you, every time we have a disagreement. Screw you guys.
Screw you guys.
I'm going home.
Good stuff.
We all love each other. We all respect each other, and even when we sound frustrated with each other, it's all in good debate and fun.
It's because we know each other well, so that's why we get frustrated with each other.
We easily be frustrated at each other because we each know how we all know we're stupid.
Indeed. All right, sweet. Well, let's call it there. Thank you everybody for joining. You can catch us pretty much every week.
Pretty much every day.
Pretty much every week for the 8-Bit Show, and almost certainly every day for just streaming, because I mean, if one of us isn't streaming, then the other will. So
damn near every day.
Yeah.
Well, every morning, pretty much every weekday morning, me and Drew have been doing the hell diving.
Yep.
If you're interested in playing with us, you can always join us on our Discord.
Yeah, definitely.
Send us a friend request. We're happy to play games with people.
Get that link in the description below. And yeah, like and subscribe. And thank you everyone for joining. Catch you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.